Right now, I'm just enjoying the motorcycle thing. I'm enjoying being a new owner of a motorcycle and getting into all the ins and outs of how the bike works and how it handles and how it operates, and just enjoying being out on the road and feeling the wind and smelling the smells. You wouldn't believe it if you've never rode a motorcycle, or I guess maybe if you've driven in a convertible, but it's amazing how many smells there are just taking a 20-minute ride. You go past a field and you can smell cattle, or you can smell a crop or something like that. You go past someone's house and they're grilling out back, and it hits you and you're like, oh man, like a hamburger sounds really good. You go past a dead animal or something, and it's real visceral. I mean, it's in your face. Another thing too, other than that, also flowers are big. Like in the spring, when you smell flowers, it's awesome. That's an experience that you can't have driving around in a car with the windows up and the air conditioner on and the radio blasting. It's just you're separated from the elements. You're separated from the world around you. And I enjoy being in a car and being comfortable and not having to worry about getting rained on or having a bug go in your eye or whatever. I enjoy all of that. But there is something to be said for being on a road, on a motorcycle. It's just you and the bike. There's no one else. You're not going to have a conversation with someone sitting next to you. You're not going to be listening to music probably. I mean, I have speakers in my helmet to where I can listen to music if I want, but one of the first things I realized when I got that was that I really missed the experience of hearing the bike and being aware of the world around me and stuff. So I definitely think that there's something special about being on a bike, and those smells are definitely one of the big things. Another thing you notice when you're on a bike that you wouldn't notice in a car is how big a difference there is in temperature from, say, the top of a hill to the bottom of a hill, or from a spot in the sun and a spot just barely in the shade. It'll be 90 degrees outside and you're in the sun and it's hot, and I'm telling you, even on a bike, even going 60 miles an hour, that wind does not cool you down when the sun is beating straight on your skin. That is brutal. But it's funny if you go, like there might be a tree overhanging, a few trees, maybe a bridge or something. You go under that and you can just feel a huge difference in temperature for just a second, Or if you find a road that maybe has a lot of that cover over it, it'll be chilly. You'll feel chilly. Like, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside. If you're in the shade where you're not getting any warmth from the sun, the bike gets chilly. It's crazy how that works. And at night, there will be spots where you go up to the top of a hill and it's kind of warm, and you get down to the bottom of the hill and it's freezing cold. Or the other way around. I've had that happen too, where for whatever reason, maybe the heat stays down in the little dip, and at the top, maybe the wind is blowing and stuff, and maybe it just kind of is cooling things off up there. Either way, it's crazy how different the road conditions are in terms of the weather and stuff like that. It's just something that you would never experience in a car. Lastly, like I talked about the bugs, there's certain times at night where you don't want to be on a back road on a motorcycle. For us around here, usually between like 8:30 p.m. and about 9:30 p.m., there are just so many bugs. And you know it because if you're wearing a helmet with a full face, or you're wearing riding glasses, or you have a windshield on your bike, they will just be caked with bugs. And you'll have them all over your clothes, you'll have them on your arms, your hands, you'll have them on your legs, everywhere. Because that's the time that they come out. And so there's definitely been times where I've been someplace and I'm about to leave, and I look at the time and it's about 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I'll just wait here for another half an hour. Because it really is a pain in the ass. And then you got to clean your bike and you got to do all that. And good luck to you if you're one of those people that tries to ride with your mouth open. Because if you go through one of them swarms or one of them just spots where there's a lot of bugs, they'll definitely get in your mouth, and it doesn't taste good. Another thing that's happened to me on a bike is I've actually gone through, I don't know if it was hornets or wasps or what it was, but I rode a bike through some sort of swarm of something that stings, and I had stings all over my chest. They got up in my sleeve, and they were stinging me under my arms and stinging me on my chest. They were up under my neck. They were in my shirt, like on my chest and my stomach. It was just something else. Like, and it was immediate. As soon as I went through it, they started stinging me. I mean, I didn't have the opportunity to even realize that I had done that, that I had gone through that kind of cloud of bugs or whatever. And it was bad. Like, I had a couple on my chest that swelled up real big, and they hurt, and they were really sore for several days. That wasn't fun, and that's something that you wouldn't have happen in a car. So I guess that's we'll if we're keeping tallies, we'll put a check mark on the car side on that one, because that's something that you don't want to ever happen to you. And that was just something crazy. It was so weird. I've had stuff. I had a big dollop of sap drip off a tree one time and land on my cheek, and it was like having super glue on my face. It was like so sticky, I could barely get it off, and it hurt trying to peel it off. And I had to use like some weird stuff at the shop to like get it to come off my face. It was insane. The weird little things like that happen, And then there's also the thing where if you get rained on, getting rained on a bike isn't the worst thing in the world if you're geared up, if you have a helmet, if you have a jacket to wear, you got gloves, maybe some boots or something that keeps the weather off of you, then it's fine. You get rained on, no big deal, you'll dry, whatever. But I was going to work once. It's in the middle of summer. It's really nice out. It's warm and everything like that. I could tell that it looked like it was probably going to rain, but my rule has always been, if it's not raining when I leave my house, then I ride my bike. That was always my rule. If I get caught in the rain, that's fine. I won't leave in the rain, but I don't want to not ride because it looks like it might rain, and then drive my car and then have it never rain. That's just something it just drives me nuts. I can't do it. So I rode my bike, and I was going to work, and I was about a half an hour from work, and it started pouring on me. And it rained on me for, I don't know, probably 10 to 15 minutes. And I was soaked. I mean, soaked to the bone. And I was wearing like a t-shirt and just a pair of jeans and a pair of tennis shoes because I was on my way to work. And in those days, I didn't even wear a helmet. I just wore safety glasses, and that was it. And as soon as it stopped raining, I just was freezing. Like super, super freezing cold. And I got so cold that I called work and told them, listen, I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to make it in. And I rode back home. At this point, I've got another 20-minute ride back home, and I'm freezing this whole time. And I genuinely believe that I probably had some sort of hypothermia. I got home, I took off all my clothes, I'm freezing cold. I get in my bed, and I just stayed in my bed for like 5 hours until I finally was like somewhat warmed up. It was the craziest thing that's ever really happened to me on a bike, and it was all because I didn't have any of the right gear on. If I had been wearing a jacket to where I'd have kept some of that rain off of me, if I had been wearing some shoes that were waterproof, or a pair of boots or something, I wouldn't have had freezing cold feet, stuff like that. I just, I really wasn't geared up for the rain. And, once that wind is hitting you and you're wet, oh boy, it's tough. So there's definitely some things to look out for, and there's some things that are good about, you know, being unprotected from a car, and there are things that are maybe not the best about that. But whether it's good or it's bad, there is absolutely no denying that you will have experiences on a bike. And that's all the world is about, having experiences. You know, that's what life is. So, you know, when's the last time you took a ride in your car and had a story to tell about that ride you took in your car? You know, I can't think of one unless it was something stupid that happened, or maybe a wreck or something. But, you know, these stories that I have about riding a motorcycle are just, they're just stories of just short little trips that I took where I was just riding around. I wasn't doing anything particular. I wasn't, you know, on a big ride with a group of people. I wasn't trying to do something that I shouldn't have been trying to do. I was just on my way to work and I almost got hypothermia, or I was just riding from my town to another town and I went through a swarm of wasps or hornets or whatever. And, you know, that's a crazy story, but I don't have any stories like that where, oh yeah, that one time I was in my car and I was just going over to the next town over and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something that makes you feel alive. There is an element of danger to riding a motorcycle, you know, because at any point somebody could pull out in front of you, somebody could rear end you at a light, somebody could you know, hit you from the side. An animal like a deer could jump out from the edge of the road and hit you. And all of those things are potentially life-threatening on a motorcycle. Whereas in a car, the odds of you being actually injured by someone, well, I guess someone hitting you, you have a pretty good chance of being injured. But like if you hit a deer, or you rear end somebody, or you go off the road and in a ditch, there's like almost no chance of you being injured from that. But if you go off the road into a ditch on a motorcycle and you end up going over the handlebars and, you know, maybe you hit a tree or a signpost, or, you know, you go down and you hit some part of your body on a big rock or something, you could be dead. And that element of danger really makes riding, and riding well, that much more rewarding, because you feel like you're accomplishing something just by making it somewhere. I'm not saying that's a big focus. You're not like, oh, phew, I'm glad I didn't die on the way here. No, that's not it. It's just that, you know, when you've taken, say, a long ride, you know, well, they don't do it anymore, but I used to go on a ride every year called the Tuckeraki Backcountry Ride, and we would do about 250 miles in a day, and we would do that 2 days in a row, so about 500 miles altogether. And you know, after 500 miles of riding hard, you know, we didn't pussyfoot around. I mean, we were riding hard, and you know, that's a lot of miles at a lot of high RPMs, trying to, you know, get through the corners, you know, fast and stuff like that. Not racing, but just really kind of pushing ourselves to enjoy it and get that adrenaline pumping and get that, you know, that feeling, like that sort of feeling where you're on the edge of danger. You know, that's exciting and people live for that. But when you get done with all of that, there is an element of like, whew, like I'm so proud that I was able to do that and not wipe out. And then you'll remember like a certain curve or a certain road that you were on where you felt like it was kind of sketchy, or you weren't 100% confident in your ability on that particular stretch. Those moments are super cool. You know, there's never a time where I've ever gotten out of my car and been like, ooh, I'm being like, that was challenging, like that was something. I mean, maybe occasionally if it's like really, really storming bad, or the roads are bad because of like snow or something, at that point maybe you would think that. But in terms of just riding around and, you know, the backcountry and stuff like that, you know, that's just sort of pedestrian. It's safe, you know, and so you sacrifice a little bit of that safety on a motorcycle, and that makes you feel something. It makes you feel alive. So anyway, the point of all this is that I'm really enjoying riding motorcycles again. I'm enjoying being in the shop and seeing a bike come to life. And I guess I just wanted to let anyone know who is watching, if you're confused about this channel, don't be, because I'm not one of those people that just has one track mind, who just has one train of thought, and I'm only into one thing. I have a lot of hobbies. I have a bunch of hobbies. I mean, there's several that I've never even mentioned on this channel that I may never mention. Who knows? But you know, I'm into a lot of different things, and my interest in them has peaks and valleys, to where, you know, you may not hear me talk about music for a month or 6 months. I don't know. And then you might hear me talk about only music for that period of time. Whatever it is, though, if you're actually watching this video, I appreciate it. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to subscribe, that'd be cool. I'm warning you that if you're liking this video because of motorcycle content, and you're subscribing because of motorcycle content, all my videos aren't going to be about motorcycles. And if you're into my channel, or if you like my channel because I talk about hockey, that's something that doesn't happen all the time. If you like it because I talk about music, that doesn't happen all the time. Just don't be surprised if you don't recognize my channel from video to video, because I'm not one of those YouTubers that has like one agenda, and I'm trying to make that thing the only focus of my channel. I know that I barely have any subscribers, and no one watches my videos anyway, so the pressure for me to try to appease an audience is literally nothing. Like, I don't have any reason to try my best to make any one particular person happy, because you know, there aren't very many people who watch, and if you do watch, I really appreciate it, and hopefully more people watch. I don't know. I like to have some discussion maybe in the comments, or you know, I like open dialogue. I love forums and stuff like that. So yeah, let's enjoy the time we have together. And anyway.